This is the Big O Show. 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 This.
So here's the putting green. See? There you go. Got two flags. One is over there where Cutter's Edge Pro. It's not coming out now. Come on. Come on, wind. Give me a little wind. No, unfortunately. But there you go. And this one says Big O here. There you go. So there's my putting green. It's about, I would say about 25 feet, something like that. I get to practice, have a little fun. See? And then, of course, we got, you know, the bunkers. Gotta have the bunkers, man. Got all kinds of bunkers there. You know what I'm saying? So that's a taste of our backyard. There's Maiden right there, Maiden. Bono, how you doing, Bono? Bono. He's a Carolina dog, by the way. These dogs are amazing. Their temperaments are awesome. But there is the Sylvester Palm, which is just beautiful. All right, call my guys, Will and Mike at Cutter's Edge Pro. They will take care of you. Dogs are not included, okay? Can't include the dogs. Those are mine. But the exceptional work, oh, baby. Oh, baby, yes. Make your home an oasis. CuttersEdgePro.com. Go to their Instagram page, by the way, so you can see a lot of the before and after work that they do. And it is exceptional, baby. This thing's been on here for about 9 months. No grass growing through it or anything like that. Right, Bono? Huh? Bono!
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your Inter Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InterMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inter Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
world, the Sloman Shield.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Hialeah Park Casino is turning 10, and we're bringing you an anniversary bash like never before. See a million, win a million. Join us every Saturday in August, where 10 lucky customers will have a chance to take home $1 million. Snap a selfie with $1 million in cash, post it on social media, and get ready to win even more fantastic prizes. Come to Hialeah Park Casino's 10th anniversary celebration and make history with us. When you see a million, win a million.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help. Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
Good morning, boys and girls. Welcome aboard. Appreciate all of you out there, as always, for tuning in. Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that is, of course, mastering this program and this platform every single day. Appreciate those of you tuning in, as always. Depends where you're listening. So walk me through it, Sean. What's is it ready? Is it official over there? Is it one of those things where we still got to wait? What's the deal? How's it going with the live? What's the deal? Do we know?
Believe it's on, but let me double check. I'll look and see and view it myself.
I'm trying to I'm actually pulling up another iPad so I can actually get this thing connected, just so I can have it on the side. Let's see here. I think I'm getting it here. Let me see. Yes. Okay. All righty. There we go. All right, I think it is on. I think we got it there. I don't know if it's all official for us, but I think we do have the live going on right now. So there you go, folks. Just in case, if you are tuning in, you'll see it on live also. Where are we at here? I see the YouTube page here building up. Brian Walters in, Manolo Rivera. There we go.
Let's see. Jamie Zorrilla out in San Jose. Steve Chapman is in. Jonathan Taylor. Rumors are heating up. I got to tell you, let's address Jonathan Taylor right from the get-go, right? Let's just do this because stupidity 101 is just large and in charge in this world. And look, I get it on the media side. They want to milk it and get hits and views, and there's enough stupid people to actually follow this story, and there's enough stupid people that will think that the Dolphins will be interested in Jonathan Taylor or whatever. As I put out, here's the exploration for the Jonathan Taylor trade, okay? Here's Chris Greer. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing? Oh, Mr. Greer would love to play in Miami. Chris Greer, of course, we would love to have you here in Miami. Well, Mr. Greer, we're looking for a 6-year, $80 million deal with $42 million guaranteed. Oh, I'm sorry, Jonathan. I thought I could use my Amex miles here on this deal. Sorry, click. Chris Greer's exploration of it, okay, whatever anybody in the media got, let me define it for you what it is. Low-hanging fruit. Hey, Colts, do you want to give him away? We'll give you like a 5th rounder for him. Oh, yeah, no, we'll give him away. We don't really want him. We think he's a jerk. You can have him. Hey, Jonathan, what kind of a deal do you want? Oh, come on, dude. I'm going to take a team-friendly deal. Give me $4 million a year. We're good. Is he going to do that? Are the Colts going to do that? No? Okay, so then there's no exploration. I mean, it's the stupidest story in the fucking world, dude. And you are a king-size dumbass if you actually go with this story at any point or any stretch. If you believe anything that's being written in the media, if they tell you at all the Dolphins have interest, if they tell you at all that the Dolphins are actually making serious moves for Jonathan Taylor, when they've got problems because they've got too many running backs, they don't pay running backs. They got to pay Jalen Phillips and Jalen Waddle and Tua and Wilkins and Sealer and Holland. It's just, and Hunt. And even Connor Snap-High Williams wants a little more money. I don't know if he's going to get it. He may have to play for this contract, and they'll go get another center next year. Something tells me that's what's going to end up happening if that guy wants to keep screwing around with money. But anyway, my point is there's so much just ignorance out there. It's beyond me, to be quite honest. I really don't understand, the people out there that fall for this shit over and over and over and over and over and over again. It doesn't make any sense to me at all. It really doesn't. And how you fall for this. And I tried to walk you off the Dalvin Cook stuff. And a lot of you still didn't bite. And what you do is you bite on all these YouTubers and writers and people on TV. Oh, should the Dolphins go after Jonathan? Oh, yeah, no, they need him now. Oh, the Dolphins are interested in Jonathan Taylor. Oh, the Dolphins are going to explore a trade for Jonathan Taylor. They're not exploring shit, dude. That's, you know what it is? That's a media member checking in with the team and the team giving them the company line. Oh, well, we're always going to do our due diligence and we're going to always look into it. But have you learned anything yet from Chris Greer yet? Have you watched how he does things? He doesn't pay running backs. He doesn't pay running backs. And he's not going to trade for a running back and pay for him. He doesn't pay running backs. Now you want him to trade and pay for a running back. They didn't do it for Dalvin Cook, and they're not going to do it for Jonathan Taylor. Okay, so don't think, oh, my God, the Jets went and got Dalvin Cook, the older back. Now the Dolphins are going to know he's a younger back. They're going to know they're not going to do anything. Okay? Unless they want to flat out give him away. And if you didn't learn your lesson with Dalvin Cook,
If Jonathan Taylor wants to sign a super team-friendly deal, well, then, yeah, of course the Dolphins will do it. The Colts are giving him away, and Jonathan Taylor's going to play for peanuts. Yeah, we'll do it like that. Is that really going to happen? No, it's not going to happen. So why are you falling for it? Why are you even going for this bullshit? None of it is ever going to happen. You know, it's just, it's this thing that I don't understand at times with some of you out there. And I get it, you're fanatical, but my Lord, come on, guys. You know, pay attention to what's going on and how they handle things. And the way they handle things, none of it ever says that they're going to trade and sign for Jonathan Taylor. Okay, so there you go. And that rant will be up soon. What else do we have here? Let's see. Come on, people. Here it is. Example: 4 of us commenting, but only 2 smash the like button. You know, Jamie, the screwed up part, it's like that for everybody. I'll see people that they have, you know, a hell of a lot bigger channels than we have here, and they'll have, you know, 12, 15,000 people watching, and then there'll be like 300 likes, 500 likes, 600 likes, and you're like, how is that? You know what I mean? I don't know. I think it's hard for people to hit the like button or something, or they think like, you know, it's super special if they do it for you, or it takes incredible effort or whatever. I don't know what it is, but it's like that for everybody. It's not just us. It happens everywhere. You know, you are hardcore, and we appreciate you immensely because you obviously log on and then you hit the like button, and, you know, we appreciate it. And watching, which, by the way, on Big O Radio Show Live, okay, which we're live now on Big O Radio Show Live, please watch as much as possible. We got to get to 4,000 hours so it can start to monetize the live show. So, man, if you want to leave the show and rewatch it later on and just leave it running, I'd appreciate it. Let them hours run, dude, as much as you guys can on Big O Radio Show Live, because we need to get the live hours going as much as possible. Today, we're on both channels. Eventually, it's going to be that we're only going to be on Big O Radio Show Live, just the live show, just this show. Okay, I'm going to mention it a lot and every day because every day people, they don't tune in. You know, some of you hardcores tune in every day, but there are people that come in and out every day. And so they're not going to see the live show on Big O Radio Show pretty soon. It'll be all on Big O Radio Show Live. So that's why we tell you that. And so, and at Big O Radio Show Live, please spend as much watch hours as you can there, because we got to get to 4,000 quickly. So at least that channel is monetized, like this one is, like this one has been. So thank you all out there. So please subscribe to Big O Radio Show Live. That's where the live show eventually will. We're waiting for 1 or 2 technical things that Sean has to do. And once they're done, this channel won't have the live show anymore. It'll all be on Big O Radio Show Live. So you always go to Big O Radio Show. All you got to do is add live to it. That's it. Subscribe to it, lock it in, and eventually that's where the show will be every single day. So appreciate it. Orlando, you SOB, you knew all along about this situation with Jonathan Taylor. 3 weeks ago, you looked at me through the HD screen and you said 3 words: please, football gods. You sly old dig you. Thank you, Cap for Life. J-Town smashed it for the Big O and Sean. That's it, baby. That's it. That's it. And the wrestling show will be on Big O Radio Show Live, too, by the way. So this daily show and the wrestling show will be both on Big O Radio Show Live. So make sure you guys lock it in. John Padilla, Brian Walters, Jay Gelfin, thank you, sir. Jack Sultan, the Sultan Swing,
Let's get it going, Big O. We're ready. Best part of our sports day is your show. Wow. Thank you, Jack. That's very nice of you. Raging Dolphin Maniac is in. Sharon Calderon. I'm in. I subscribe. Jeff from Long Island. Thank you, Jeff. Appreciate you, buddy. Enoch, good morning from New York City. Let's go, Dolphins. Jay Gelfin, remember to smash that like button and ring the subscribe bell. That's right. That's right. And the notification bell. Steven Gonzalez. Steven, I got your hat. Nyborg is in. Molina is in. Omar Lopez. Alexis. Willie, thank you. Very nice of you, sir. He says, Tuesday morning, the best sports coverage and life topics for Miami and the world. Thank you, sir. T.Y. Crook in. Roderick Freeman. Grand Rising, Big O and Sean. Hope all is well. 4 days to week of college football. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. College football right around the corner. NFL football right around the corner. Can't wait, dude. Think Dodgers blue. So the Dodger Stadium was not flooded, okay, because it's elevated. Because when you go to Dodger Stadium, you're in a valley, but the parking lot is actually lower than the stadium, because when you park, you'll notice you have to walk up towards Dodger Stadium. So, yes, the parking lot was full of water, but the stadium was not. Thank God. That's good. Such a beautiful place, man. That is such, I mean, that's like when you talk about a perfect baseball situation and you talk about a perfect scenario to go enjoy a baseball game, Chavez Ravine. Whenever I go to LA and it's baseball season, I always go to a Dodgers game. And I'm not a Dodgers fan, but I just respect shit that's done right. You know what I'm saying? And that stadium it's like Madison Square Garden. They're old, but they're impeccably kept. Like, beautiful. You know what I'm saying? Seriously. Like, Dodger Stadium is a pleasure to go to. You know what I'm saying? And if you've never gone to Dodger Stadium, it is the most scenic stadium you could ever go to. Make sure you go, you get your seats, all that good stuff. But I also want you to take a moment to walk up to the top of Dodger Stadium and go walk the top of Chavez Ravine and go look, because you're inside a valley and you start looking around and the scenic views are just breathtaking. I'm telling you, there's nothing like Dodger Stadium at all. So I'm glad that no damage to Dodger Stadium yesterday. And I'm not a Dodgers fan, but that place is heaven, man. I'm telling you, absolute heaven. Let's see. Miles Deep is in the house from Vegas. Tim Eason is in. Isaiah's in. Chad is in. Finn's Rule. Adrian Garcia. Brian Landis. Big O, you live on both channels. Yes, we live on both. Yes, sir. That's us. Let me, you know what? I think I got it now updated. And I think we are, yes. There we are. We are on Big O Radio Show Live. I like it. All right. And I see there is 17 of you on Big O Radio Show Live. Okay. All right. Thank you. That'll get it going. That's it. Well, Steven's on both. Steven, you're a beast, because I think I saw you here on one, and now you're on the. That is awesome. That's fantastic. Oh man, I appreciate you all. Sean and I can't say enough of the support that all of you give us, man. We really appreciate it. Let's see. Jackie or whatever 233 says, appreciate the work, Big O. I'm a Finn fan from Pittsburgh. Found you during the Flow days. Wish I had this kind of coverage during the Marino days. Yeah, well, we were around for the Marino days too. We've been around for a little while. The name Orlando is Italian.
famous throughout the land. Is it really? Orlando's Italian? Didn't know that. I know that my peoples are from Spain. Basco. They're from the peoples from the mountains. Apparently that's what we are. We're peoples from the mountains. That's what it is. Raiden says, I didn't find the channel when I just searched it. Well, I mean, there's a link. I can put the link for you here on the. I'll do that, Rage, and I'll put the link here. Or somebody from the live, put it on the Big O radio show one, so people can hit it. You can put it on the chat thing there, and click it. Lisa says Dodger fans always rock the Ravine. Yes, they do. But the place is awesome. You know what I'm saying, Lisa? Plus, the Dodgers also try to win every year. They spend money. Yeah, Sean.
Anybody looking for the channel, I believe, I can't remember who it was now. Change your search filter to channel and then type in Big O Radio Show Live. It comes right up.
There you go.
The search filter needs to be put to channel, though, not all.
Okay. There you go. Filter to channel. How about that? Little tricks of the trade. Once the channel gets going and gets traffic, it'll be easily found. But we just created it. You know what I mean? It's got like just over 100 and some subscribers. So we need to build up the subscribers. We need to build up the watch hours seriously on Big O Radio Show Live. Okay? Because we got to get it monetized. You know, we Sean and I got to make a living from this shit. So it's very important that we monetize it. But because of the algorithms, it screws everything up. Yeah, like YouTube's really screwing content providers, actually.
And that was No Doubt. No Doubt was the one that put that up on the channel.
There you go. Thank you, No Doubt. Appreciate you. Nico says, I'm on both channels as well, but we'll watch exclusively there starting tomorrow. I like the idea. Yeah, it's we're forced. It's, hey man, my life has been about adjusting my career. Every time I got to do something, I got to adjust because things change. It's what we do. You know what I'm saying? So we adjust. You either adjust or die. And Sean and I aren't going anywhere. Sean and I are going to fight every single day. So we will adjust. Grassquatch Adventure says, farthest North Dolphin fan here, all the way from the North Pole, Alaska. It's a real place. Wow. Out in Alaska. Damn. I love hearing from where you guys are watching or listening to the show. I think it's freaking awesome. And thank you, Grassquatch, out there in Alaska. Appreciate you, man. Very nice of you. Sean and I really appreciate that. Ragin says Italian and Latin people are closely related. Is that a reason why I love pasta? Okay. All right. I'll take that. Well, Willie, you saw what you do in the search engine, put channel and then put Big O Radio Show Live, and you should be able to find it. Okay. What do I think about all the talk yesterday about the Dolphins Edward, you need to rewind. I just went off. You need to rewind just a little bit and you'll catch the rant. I just talked about it already. It's there. The double echo is trip. Well, you should have the volume on to both. And by the way, those of you that are on both, I love you. I mean, Sean and I both are giving you monster hugs. Okay. Thank you. This is counting for hours watched on the other one, right? At least, right, Sean? I hope so.
If they're watching on it, yeah.
Okay. All right, good. So there you go. Hours watched on the other one, bro. We need that shit. We need to build that shit up big time, quickly. Oh, in your opinion, if the running game isn't that much of a difference now, why pay CW so much if it's about having a really good passing game? Guys, don't look into it. There's no paying anybody. Okay? They're not paying any running backs. That's not what they do. Okay? It's not what they do. So they weren't going to pay Cook.
They're not going to pay a Jonathan Taylor. So, they are going to pay Christian Wilkins. That's what they're going to do, because you got to pay Christian Wilkins, because if you don't have a D-line and an O-line, you will not win. You can run with any running back if you have an O-line. Your running back is going to be productive no matter what, okay? And you got to pay the Christian Wilkins of the world. You got to pay the Robert Hunts of the world. You got to pay the Teron Armsteads of the world. That's just the way the game goes. And when Jalen Phillips is up, and if he becomes the sack monster we think he's going to become this year, then you got to pay him too when his contract is up. The most important people outside of the quarterback, it's those lines, dude. Those lines. You have to take care of certain people, and Christian Wilkins is extremely important. I think we're so hung up on the sack totals. I think his impact is priceless. And you can have both. You can pay certain individuals and still have a great team. You're not going to be able to keep everybody. You're going to lose some people down the line. You'll continue to draft well, because they know how to draft here. They know how to find street free agents. Okay. They know how to find undrafted free agents. So there's many ways to build a football team and many ways to find really good players. Okay. So I just think you have to pay the CWs of the world. You know what I mean? And the running game is not one where you spend a lot of money on. What you do is you spend your money on the line, not on the running backs. The running backs are interchangeable. You can use them up for a couple years and then move on. I don't even know if A-Chain will ever see a second contract, to be quite honest. And if he doesn't, maybe he gets a year or two extension, but not a lot of backs are going to get a second contract. So when you're drafting a back, it's because you're going to use them up for 4 years probably, because it's usually going to be on the second round on. Very few you're going to bother to take in the first round. And if you take a Bijan Robinson in the first round, then you'll milk him for 5 years, maybe tag him for a year or two, and then let him go. And you've used them up for 7 years, and you say, hey, that's enough. We need to move on. The world has changed. But you've got to pay Christian Wilkins. You've got to pay, Robert Hunt. You've got to pay the interior guys. You got to pay the line guys. Those guys need to get paid. That's how this game is won and lost. You need to protect Tua, and you need to go after every other quarterback. So pay the people on the line. Let's see. Do you think the Dolphins are going to allow their starters to play at least a quarter against the Jags? I think so. Yes. Easily a quarter. I think they'll go into the second quarter for sure, at least a half. I could see them doing that. They got to get in rhythm for the season. So yeah, I would expect them to actually do that. Remember, if your business wants to be a part of our platform and reach new customers all over, locally, statewide, nationwide, internationally, because we are blessed, we have a national and international audience. You can reach out to our business line at 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664 to reach out to our business line. Appreciate you all out there. Do want to remind you about EJD Construction. We love talking about Eric and the great people at EJD Construction. They know how to make it happen. 305-433-4843. Folks, custom home construction, major home remodeling. They are fully insured, liability and workers' comp. And what I love, Eric is as crafty and creative as you need. They can redo your home inside. If you got to modernize it, you want to redo the kitchen, you want to add an efficiency, you want to, we got a listener that's building an Airbnb in their backyard. Pretty smart. Got a big old backyard. Put in a 1-bedroom Airbnb. You're renting it out. That little Airbnb is actually paying for your entire mortgage every single month. That's actually really, really smart, folks. So check it out.
Call EJD Construction. Maybe you want to build a man cave because you want to enjoy the football season to the max. Well, EJD Construction can help you with all that kind of creative construction that you need. Sadly, one of our listeners had a fire. They needed to remediate the entire house. They're doing that in the process. 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for ejdconstruction.com. All right. What else? Let's what we could do? We could do our 3A graphics sports calendar. Call my guy Alan Blanco, custom printing and embroidery. We've got some stuff coming. Big O radio show stuff is coming. But by the way, if you need custom printing or embroidery for your business, maybe your sports team, your softball team, whatever it is, call my guy Alan Blanco in Hialeah. They will take care of you. 980 West 22nd Street in Hialeah. Call them, and I promise you that when we talk about, custom printing, they know how to get it done. 786-251-3404. That's 786-251-3404 for 3A graphics. And our sports calendar yesterday, the Marlins lost to the Padres 6-2. Tonight, they will continue the set against the Padres. 9:40, Jesus Luzardo taking on Blake Snell. U.S. Open Cup tomorrow, Wednesday, 7 o'clock. Inter Miami will visit Cincinnati. By the way, the other semifinal is Houston taking on Real Salt Lake at 9:30. All right? That is your 3A graphics sports calendar. Call my guy, Alan Blanco. They'll take care of you, man. Good people. Good people. Big sports fan and big supporter of our platform also. Appreciate all of you out there in every which way possible that you're helping our platform grow. And please support the people that are supporting our platform and making sure that we have actual, real, legitimate news, actual opinions without any politics in the way, because we're not tied to the teams or some corporations. So really support the amazing sponsors that really make it happen for us every single day. Okay. And one of them, of course, Baptist Health of South Florida, who is a new sponsor of ours, and we welcome them. By the way, Baptist Health of South Florida, they are bringing 2 insiders to you starting in September. Yep. So we're going to have Anthony Chang from the Miami Herald. He's going to be joining us twice a week with our Baptist Health of South Florida Miami Heat reports, and Safid Dean. Now, Safid is going to be joining us 3 times a week. That's right. Twice during the week and on game day with our Baptist Health of South Florida Miami Dolphins reports. So that will start in September, just 9-10 days from now. I think they start like on the 3rd or something, I think, is the weekend is September 1st or 2nd or something like that, or some crap like that. But they start like right on that first Monday, Tuesday, whatever of that week. So they will get it going. So we will add 2 more insiders to the platform. And of course, we welcome Baptist Health of South Florida. You can use that QR code there for great orthopedic care. And again, if your business wants to be a part of our platform, please reach out to us. We've got a lot of things we want to add to the platform, and you can be a part of it. 786-754-4664. That's our business line, baby. There you go. Will EJD build a doghouse in my backyard? Well, if it's like a doghouse that's kind of like half condo, multiple floors and things like, yeah, they'll probably, yeah. A custom doghouse that's like ultimate badass, yeah. But if it's just 4 walls with a roof on top of it and a hole inside, yeah, I don't think they'll do that. I don't think they're not handymen. Okay. Custom home construction and major home remodeling. I don't think a doghouse is major home remodeling. Greer is faking it to make the Pats and the Jets panic and overspend their cap. I think Greer just does whatever the hell he wants to do. But he, the beauty is I don't have to know Chris Greer, which I don't, and you guys don't have to know him, which you don't. All you got to do is look at their track record. He tells you what he's going to do. Like, it's the easiest thing to just kind of see. Like, there you go. He doesn't spend on running backs. He's not going to be training for running backs. And yet, fools keep falling for this shit over and over. Look, man, I get the people in the paper, they're just trying to get clicks and views and survive, and you suckers will click it and buy it and all that. So I get it, dude. But come on, man. Let's be honest. What else do we have here? Patriots are getting JT. Yep, there you go. I hope they get him. I just subscribed. Thank you, Mr. Fuentes. Let's see. Only 30 of us on the new live feed. Search Big O Radio Show Live and click the live tab. Join the cool kids. Thank you. Got 34 right now on Big O Radio Show Live. That's pretty good. Thank you. Eventually it won't be here, it'll be there the entire time. So this one is going to go by the wayside at Big O Radio Show. You'll have everything else, by the way. All the interviews. Manny Navarro is about to drop. We did that this morning. Cam will join us in the afternoon. That'll drop in the afternoon. So all the interviews will be on Big O Radio Show. The pre and post game shows for the Dolphins will be here on Big O Radio Show. Breaking news will be on Big O Radio Show. It's just the live shows that we do, okay, which is my show and the wrestling show. Those will be on the live channel now. That's where it's going to be from here on out. So that's why we want you to subscribe over to Big O Radio Show Live if you are one of those people that loves to catch the live show, and we thank you for that. There are a lot of people that just watch the segments. That'll all be here on this channel. We get it. That's the most popular thing. So it's, we understand. Let's see. What else do we have? Big O. Check the other chat room for my positive chats, says Finrule. Finrule says, my brain can't handle both chat rooms. It's like dating two chicks at once. Miami Dolphins will win the Super Bowl, he says. There we go. Nyborg wants air conditioning in the doghouse. Now we're talking. Maybe EJD can come up with that kind of a creative doghouse. Josh Ritter says, I don't chat much because I listen while I work, but I appreciate your show. Subscribe to the Big O Live. Thank you. Appreciate it. See all the folks there on the chat board at Big O Radio Show Live. Very nice of you all. Thank you. Greg Sporting Wood is at Big O Radio Show Live. Brian Ratke is there. Thank you. Pat of Nashville, of course. There we go. I see it. Mr. Bonafide just subscribed, he says. Lisa's there, of course. Chad, Steven, Michael Fernandez. Thank you. Very nice. Thank you out there. Sorry if my scream name confused you, Big O. One-Eyed Jack. Ah, that's what it is. One-Eyed Jack. It's a reference to a playing card. Okay. One-Eyed Jack. Did Iron Maiden have a B-side import that I think was called One-Eyed Jack? Something like that. I don't know why it's in my brain. Big O needs an ultimate badass doghouse and a miniature gold, or you mean golf course in the backyard? Well, I got a putting green in the backyard, which
thanks to the great people, of course, at Cutter's Edge Pro. But yeah, I got a putting green. No doghouse for me. My dogs aren't outside dogs. I don't like having. That's so old school. Like I had my German Shepherd, Dandy. He was a white German Shepherd when I was a kid. He was an outside dog. He was God, he was so awesome. I had him for like 14, 15 years. That dog was a beast, dude. Killed opossums all the time. It's like crazy stuff, dude. Crazy stuff. Never got any rabies or anything, which is weirdest thing, bro. And he killed several possums. Just a fantastic dog, but he was outside dog. And great. Loved him, man. Fantastic. But I would never do that ever again. You know, I was a kid then. That was kind of normal. I still remember, like, we don't even do this with our dogs. I remember we used to, like, you know, eat our food or whatever, chicken, and then their bones left over. And they give them to Dandy. Dandy would take them, bury them, find them later, eat them later. We don't do that now. We don't give raw bones to dogs anymore. You know, all the things that, like, all the leftovers he got, my God. And that dog lived for 14 years on that blue can kennel ration. God. Now, all my dogs live in AC. They sleep on leather couches in the living room. They don't even sleep on the floor. They sleep on leather couches. Yeah, dude, they're babied completely. So they live a completely different life than my dog Dandy. The only time was when it would rain, we would open up the utility room where he could hang out in the rain and you know, not get wet. That's the only. We didn't have a doghouse. It was just a utility room. We'd open the door and let him in. That's what we would do. But man, back in the day, I think about it now, and it kind of breaks my heart. Actually, not kind of, it does. But we didn't know any better. It's kind of how we treated our. Can you imagine in this heat nowadays, compared to those days, for a dog to be outside the entire time? That's criminal, dude. Criminal. And it was the norm back in the day. Now, to leave a dog outside the entire time, that's, oh my Lord. That's just not right. That would not be right. My house is my dog house. Exactly. Exactly. My dogs, you know, they own the house, bro. I got no problem with that, too. So, anybody that loves dogs, you know how it is. They own you, you know, because they got nothing but love for you, and it's unconditional no matter what. Can't beat dogs, man. There's that animal came straight from the Lord's heart, guaranteed. Let's see, what else do we have? Jim Gleason, thank you for the love. La Cochina de Jose, thank you, sir, in Puerto Rico. Thomas Cook is driving in Oklahoma with Andy and Jarvis. So Thomas, Andy, and Jarvis, thank you. Appreciate you. Irving Ellison says fins up. Luis Medina is in. Red Skelton says AC/DC. She's got the Jack, a true classic. There you go. Edward Thurstonhouse says, my dog lifts his leg on everything. Dean Brown says, Tua type of QB that needs all pro at every position to make wild card. Wow, that is some really ignorant shit, Dean Brown. Anyway, let's see. Red Skelton is in. Emilio Hernandez.
There you go. So Dean Brown, I guess Bob Greasy sucks, right? I mean, according to you, right? Bob Greasy sucks. So, kind of how it goes, right? I get it. I guess Bradshaw is, he blows. Of course he won 4 championships. He had an all-pro team all around him. I mean, what's the difference between Bradshaw and Trent Dilfer, right? There's no difference. Of course not. And look, how about Jim Kelly? He had a whole team, and they still didn't win it. I got to tell you. I love stupidity. And this moron, by the way, Dean Brown, has already been blocked once. This is a new email that he had to create in order to get in and stick in more ignorant comments. Because now it's coming to my mind. I remember blocking this clown already once. And it's memorable when you're stupid. That's the good thing about you stupid people. You will be remembered because, you're such a freaking idiot. You know what I'm saying? So Dean Brown, had to create another email to get onto the chat board. Okay. Doesn't look like he's going to last very long because there's the first example of it. I mean, yeah. So I see Jim Kelly and Tua's similarities. Yeah. There you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dean Brown is always spewing stupidity, not hate. Right. Okay. Stupidity, usually. So, not a very bright person. But what are you going to do? Shit happens. Marlins lost yesterday to the Padres 6-2. Hey, do you guys remember when they were 14 games over 500? Remember that? Remember when the Marlins, the only 2 other times they were 14 games over 500. You know what happened, right? Well, it doesn't look like it's going to happen again, right? They're now 2 games over 500. 64 and 62. So, this is, what are you going to do, bro? Bell hit a home run yesterday. Reyes did go 1 of 2. So he brought the average back up to a little, hell of an average still at 358. He's not flirting with 400 anymore. It's hard, dude. It's so hard. It's so impossible. It's just so special to get into that Ted Williams, George Brett air. It's hard, man. It's hard. So tonight, Jesus Luzardo taking on Blake Snell. 9:40 first pitch in San Diego. 64 and 62. So it was a nice season, but if you go back and look at the Marlin history, that's kind of who they've been more often than not. The team that's barely over 500 or just under 500. They have done this for a long time. Long time. Let me see if I pull up the baseball reference records. See if I'm right. And I know that if I bring it up, I'm pretty sure I'm going to see. Here we go. Miami Marlins. Watch. Because I'm pretty sure it's kind of been like that for a long time. All right, where are the games? Here we go. Last couple years, obviously, they were terrible. 69 and 93, 67, 93, all that stuff. Okay, watch. Here we go from 2017, before these people took over. 77 and 85, 79 and 82, 71 and 91's bad. 77 and 85, 62 and 100, 69 and 93, 72 and 90, 82 and 80, 87, 75, 84, 77, 71 and 91, 78, 84, 83, 79, 83, 79, 91 and 71, 79 and 83, 76 and 86, 79 and 82. I mean, it's just, there's a lot of those years where they're just kind of right over 500, under 500, right around there. There's a lot of that. And they were really bad under this group here for several years. Now they've climbed back to being that team that hovers somewhere in the 500 range, but you're really not a playoff team, that kind of stuff, unfortunately. You know, nothing's really changed because you can't spend. And I get it. You want to go 2003 and what is it, Royals of 2015 or 16 or whatever the hell it was, and you want to go young and catch lightning in a bottle like those two teams did. It's so rare to do that. You're going to have to spend. And, you know, they made a couple of nice moves, but not real, like the kind of moves that really are going to take your team over the top, unfortunately. But what are you going to do? Same old Marlins, but give this manager time. No, give him talent, Eric. We can only ask so much from Skip Schumacher. I think he's done a marvelous job with what he has. I really do. He has done an awesome job. But he only has so much to work with. He's going to need talent. I'm never going to blame Skip Schumacher. You know, I'm not going to say that he's a bad manager because of, I know he doesn't have enough to get it done in the end. So what he's done so far with this team is good enough. More than good enough. By the way, the Bucks have named Baker Mayfield their starter. Holy shit. That's crazy, dude. That is crazy. But, hey, enjoy. Kind of like a Perdomo cigar. By the way, I just tried the 30th anniversary. It's not out yet. I tried the Maduro 30th anniversary. That thing was awesome, rich in flavor. And have you gone to Perdomo's retail store at 5150 Northwest 167th Street in Miami Gardens? Check it out, folks. The Estate Selección, the 20th anniversary, the 10th anniversary. The 30th anniversary is coming. Not yet, hasn't been released yet. The Habano Bourbon Aged Barrel, or Bourbon Barrel Aged, by the way. Freaking awesome cigar. The Fresco, the Lot 23, the Double Aged 12-year Vintage, Connecticut, Sun-Grown, Maduro, all the different flavors. Go check it out, folks. They've got, and listen, go to your nearest cigar shop or bar, ask for a Perdomo cigar. You're going to see the construction is second to none. The flavor is full from beginning to end. And I don't care if you're getting a Connecticut cigar, because you know what I love about their Connecticut cigars? You can actually go around the world and try different companies that have Connecticut's, and the flavor is kind of stale, grassy, lame. You know, when you smoke a Perdomo cigar that is a Connecticut wrapper, you're going to taste the flavor from beginning to end. Okay? And then the construction, the pool is always consistent. Perdomo cigars, go to their retail store, 5150 Northwest 167th Street, right off of 57th Avenue in the Palmetto. You'll see the big building that says Perdomo Cigars. They've got the lounge there, by the way. And we've got Perdomo lounges all over the place. We've got one in Hoover, Alabama at Cigars and More in Patton Creek. We've got one in Trustville, Alabama, the Trustville Cigar Company. We've got one right here in Pompano Beach at the Smoke Inn. I've been to that one off of Powerline. Black Dog Cigar Bar in Stewart. In New York, Smoke and Bear Cigars in Steenburg, New York. Dan Cigars Lounge in Rosedale, Maryland. Up in Smoke Cigars in Clarksville, Tennessee. You can catch Perdomo lounges all over the country, man. Perdomo cigars. All righty. Marlins were in trouble, but now they're just stuck in the middle. Yeah. It's bad, unfortunately, for the Marlins. But it's just they don't have enough talent. You know what I mean? And like the moves you made, they were moves that were nice moves, but weren't the kind of impactful moves that you really need to take this team over the top. You know what I'm saying? I know one of the guys, at least in Berger, they get to control for a while. You know what I'm saying? So that's cool for them. I get that part. But still, you got to do better. And you're going to have to spend some at one point or another. Let's see. The Marlins in 2003 had the least paid roster that year, and the Yankees had the highest paid roster. I remember the World Series being dubbed highest paid team versus least paid team. Yeah. They had a whole bunch of young guys that ended up having career years. You only had to pay Pudge and Urbina, and it was only a couple of veterans that you were really paying, Conine, whatever. There weren't a lot of seasoned veterans. They were all young guys still under control. And that's lightning in a bottle, and that's, Edward, if they're waiting for that again, it is so hard to do that. And that's not really the way you go about business. So they screwed up not selling it to the Moss brothers. The Moss brothers would have had baseball rocking in this town. But I got to tell you something, and I said this a week or 2 weeks ago. To me, I'm glad that the baseball screwed them, and I'm glad they bought the soccer team instead. I hate to say it, but soccer is the sport on the rise in our country. Baseball is the sport on the decline in our country. Young peoples are not gravitating to baseball, and they are gravitating to soccer tenfold compared to baseball. So I think I told this to Moss a couple of years ago when it happened. I told him, in the end, dude, this is going to become a blessing in disguise to you. Why? You're going to make more money when you turn around and sell this team years later, because baseball can only grow so much more or maybe start declining, whereas soccer can only grow. And if you start adding stars like this all the time, I mean, his team is going to go over $1 billion already with Messi. So if you continue to win and you continue to bring stars and you start loading that stadium up and all that stuff, the value of all these MLS teams are just going to go up. And what you invested and what you're going to get in return will be much more profitable than it would have been in baseball, because you would have had to put way more money initially to get into baseball. So, I mean, it cost them less than $100,000 to get into the sport. Would it cost you, an expansion fee of what, $700 million or something probably? Yeah, it's ridiculous. Smoking cigars in Steenberg, no tax on the Indian reservation, Perdomo all the way. There you go. Big O, what is your assessment of our special teams kicker, punter? I don't know. How the hell would I know? Have we played any games? I don't count special teams. Shitload of people right now are playing on special teams that aren't even going to be in the league. I can't do that right now. I'm not anybody that's assessing what's going on special teams right now and saying that's what's going to happen in the regular season. We have no idea. And I'm not a Danny Crossman guy. That's the one coach that I would have let go last year. Okay. I only would have fired Josh Boyer if I'm getting Vic Fangio. Of course, you got to fire Josh Boyer. But I didn't think Danny Crossman did a good job last year. I thought he was the worst coach on the staff. So I don't know. Until I get to the first month of the season, I won't be able to tell you what the hell is going on with special teams. Okay, so we'll find out if all the injuries affected them last year, because clearly that's the only reason why McDaniel gave him a break. But do I feel good about special teams? No, until I actually see it. Okay. What people don't understand is if the Dolphins wanted an elite running back, they could have gotten Henry from Tennessee. They are stacked at running back. I would spend money on O-line. Exactly. No real stud O-lineman has become available, and they're not. And they would have made that move. You're 1,000% right, Steven. It's just silliness. Too many people are caught in the past, and they're not really still adjusting to the way things are being done in football nowadays, and especially how the Dolphins and Chris Grier do things. They don't pay backs. So, people wanting O-line, but no one is letting them go. Exactly. Nobody even has any extra. Getting a top O-lineman is only happening in the draft or a blockbuster trade. Right. And you know when that'll happen, Josh? Trade deadline, somebody is like, they're done. They're not going to make the playoffs. And they've got a guy that is good, but they're not going to be able to pay him at the end of the year, and they think he's going to leave. That's how, that's the perfect storm that you're able to trade for that guy. That's about it. So we got to hope in the trade deadline that there's somebody in a team that hung on to their guys and they thought they were going to make a playoff run and things went awry, and they're like, yeah, this guy's not happy with us. He's probably not going to want to re-sign with us. Let's trade him now so we can get something for him. That kind of shit. So cross your fingers. Okay? Maybe something like that happens by the trade deadline. That's it. So what are you going to do? And Eric says, Titans trying to give away Derrick Henry away, but no one wants him. He's washed up due to overusage, injury, and age. No, he's not washed up. He's not washed up. He had a great year last year, dude. He had a really good year last year. It's just he wants a new contract at 29. And that's the problem. You're going to have to trade for the compensation, and then you're going to have to pay him. That's the real problem, Eric. You could get 2 or 3 more years from Derrick Henry, I think. He actually, I don't know if you saw it, but we went through it before. He had a monster season last year. Check this out. He even improved his receiving stats and everything. He had a career high as a wide receiver last year out of the backfield. Last year, he had 1,538 yards. He averaged 4.4 yards per carry. Receiving, he had 398 yards. His other years, 137, 136, 99, 206, 114, 154. Last year, nearly 400 yards. Okay? 12.1 yards per catch for Derrick Henry. He scored where is his total touchdowns? There. Oh, wait a minute. There we go. He scored 13 touchdowns on the ground, and receiving, he scored none receiving. Interesting. With 400 yards, didn't get in the end zone, but he scored 13 touchdowns overall, which is pretty freaking good. So he did good. He carried the ball 349 times last year. So I think you could still get another 2-3 years out of Derrick Henry, but nobody will trade for Derrick Henry and pay him. That's Derrick Henry. It's crazy, dude. Always right, says Chad. I'm 35 years old, and my friends and I are obsessed with Premier League and world football compared to baseball. And we all grew up on baseball with the Marlins winning 2 champs. Yeah. No, Chad, I've been around you, and I've been around all kinds of young people. Okay. And it doesn't matter who it is. I see it in all of them. They'd rather, do soccer than baseball. 100 times over. Look at Solana. That is the producer, and he does some hosting now. He'll take soccer over baseball, clearly. The producer that they had before him would do the same thing. You see it at Onside, all of the people there, except maybe Vlad. That's about it. But I think almost every other producer that was there at Onside, except for Sean, because Sean is probably baseball over soccer. Are you, Sean? You're baseball over soccer still, right? Because you're a little bit more old school. I want to say that he is a little bit. No? Really? You got soccer over baseball? Wow. No shit.
Yeah, now, yeah.
Okay.
Since Onside days. Before Onside, it would have been the other way around.
Right. I got you.
Since then, I started learning a little bit more about it. And, I watch it. I still don't know what I'm watching necessarily, but it's definitely soccer over baseball. I'll turn on Season Pass before I turn on MLB Network.
You see? So, unfortunately, it's just the way it is, man. So for Moss, I think it ended up becoming a blessing in disguise that baseball did the stupid shit for themselves. Oh, okay. Baseball did something really stupid on their end when they failed to add the right owners, something that football rarely ever does. And in the end, they did the Moss brothers a favor, because they got the sport of the future and they invested less money, and they're going to end up getting more out of it when it's all said and done. So what you got? Oh, no, I'm watching the delayed. There it is. Okay, now I updated it. Let's see. Henry is stuck with Tannehill at least one more season. Then he's got those other guys that they have no idea what they're doing either. That poor guy. Oh, man, that poor man. All right, let's take a quick break. Top of the hour here. Give me a couple minutes. Hour number 2 of the Big O Radio Show rolls on.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or...
We interrupt this program to bring you a special report.
Miles an hour, that's a Category 4 hurricane. 3 deaths are reported in Florida after more than 24 were killed in the Caribbean. This...
Hialeah Park Casino is turning 10, and we're bringing you an anniversary bash like never before. See a million, win a million. Join us every Saturday in August, where 10 lucky customers will have a chance to take home $1 million. Snap a selfie with $1 million in cash, post it on social media, and get ready to win even more fantastic prizes. Come to Hialeah Park Casino's 10th anniversary celebration and make history with us. When you see a million, win a million.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
We are back, baby. Hour number 2 of the program. Appreciate all of you, as always, for keeping it nice and locked into the show. Please spread the word. Remember, the live program on a daily basis will be moving over. We're already there right now, Big O Radio Show Live. It'll be there full time. It might be tomorrow, I think. We're already there today. We're kind of on Big O Radio Show today, but there's going to be a transition. We're going to go to Big O Radio Show Live, just a live show, okay? Just a daily live show. All the interviews, like Manny Navarro's about to drop. We'll do Cam Wolf, any of the rants, breaking news, Dolphins pre and post, all will be here at Big O Radio Show. But the live shows, the daily live show and the wrestling show will be at Big O Radio Show Live. Okay, those will be there. So if you can, please subscribe to Big O Radio Show Live. Thank you. So Mr. Big is out there giving away Bitcoin. Is that what you're saying there, Pat in Asheville? Mr. Beast is over in the new Big O Show Live chat. All right. Well, he could give me some Bitcoin. $44 likes already on the new channel. Very nice. And I see 153 on Big O Radio Show. Very nice. Very nice. Thank you. All out there. All right. There we go. Everybody's hitting the like button. I like it. That helps out a lot, man. Appreciate you all out there. So please subscribe to Big O Radio Show. And if you want to find it in your search engines, you put, what was it again? You hit,
when you're, change your filters in the search. When you search, change the filter to channel.
There you go. Change the filter to channel. Okay. And then put Big O Radio Show Live. Pops up right away. Hit the link. Chime in. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show. Brett Campbell says, morning, Big O. Who is the most overhyped or overrated player on the Fins?
overvalued would be Said or Agba, but who do fans or media overhype that is just meh? Probably going to go with Robbie Chosen. Would be the meh. Yeah. Yeah, because he has a skill set, but I kind of think they, maybe put a little too much emphasis on just the fact that he can run and, he's an outside guy, but I don't think he's a guy that really handles adversity very well. And you saw him in traffic this past week. It was a tough catch, but he didn't make it. And so I think he's more of a finesse type of wide receiver on the outside. And I think he got the Albert Wilson hype from the media. And so now you're watching where things are breaking down a little bit more, and you're kind of seeing where everything's working out, and he's not going to be the number 3 wide receiver like some in the media already pegged him to be the number 3 wide receiver, when Berrios clearly is the better receiver and fit to be opposite of the top 2 guys. So, yeah. Oh, opossums are immune to rabies. I did not know that, Richard. No wonder he never got it. Okay. I was always freaking out when he'd show up with one in his mouth. And I'd be like, are you all right? And he was always all right. God, that was a good dog. What a great dog. What an awesome dog Dandy was. Let's see. Sad to see Gaskin get cut. Sure, someone will sign him. Well, I kind of felt that you're going to keep the 5 and you're going to keep the young kid overall. You know what I'm saying? So Gaskin should be the odd man out. If things are done like how we think they're going to get done. You know what I mean? So what else do we have going on in the world of deportes? Oh, let's go through a little I do have to talk about let me talk about the Stephon Diggs thing. But before I do that, let me go into a little music history and birthdays today. Let's get those out of the way. By the way, it's become a segment you guys are actually asking for all the time now. Like, hey man, I want to know who the birthdays are and that kind of stuff. I'm getting that kind of stuff every day now. All right, so let's go with the birthdays first and foremost, right? Let's do that. Most people want to find out who's celebrating birthdays, and of course what happened today in music history. First of all, we go with the birthdays. Dua Lipa, the pop singer, is 28 years old. James Corden, comedian, is 45 years old. Let's see. Jimmy Uso, wrestler, is 38. Sean, do you know who he is? Yes or no?
Yeah, he's the ones.
Okay. All right. So he actually is a known wrestler. Ty Burrell, actor from Family. Oh God, the one Sofia Vergara. Anyway, Ty Burrell is 56 years old. He's the goofball husband. Let's see what else. Dylan Dennis, MMA fighter, is 30. Kristen Wiig, movie actress, is 50. Lane Staley, former Alice in Chains singer, was born on this date in 1967, passed away in 2002. I believe it was an overdose. Akbar V, rapper, is 34. Have no idea who she is. LaMelo Ball is 22. Giada De Laurentiis, for you chef people out there, she is 53 years old. She looks great for 53, dude. Wow. Didn't know she was that old. Yeah.
Alexis Palenzuelo came up with a good question. Jimmy Uso is on there. Is Jay Uso on there as well?
Pac is there. He's 37.
Because they're twins. Jimmy and Jay are twins. So I'm guessing Jimmy's there, unless for some reason maybe he's born at 11:59 and the other one rolled over to the next day.
Tori Amos is 60. Lautaro Martinez is 26. Cindy Williams from Laverne and Shirley, born in this date in 47, passed away in 23. Richard Armitage, the actor, is 52 today. I don't see another wrestler on here.
I'm going to have to check to see when Jey Uso's birthday is.
Maybe these people aren't like the best at doing this stuff. No, I only see Jimmy Uso. Jey Uso is 38. There it is.
All right, cool.
Jey Uso
Yes.
and Jimmy Uso. Yes.
All right. So the twin brothers were born on the same day. Good deal.
Yes. My bad. I missed out there. Okay. You know me. It's kind of the wrestling thing. I'm not like perfect on that stuff. Okay. All right. So there you go. Those are famous birthdays today. Let's go with music history. Today in 2008, Metallica released The Day That Never Comes, the first single off Death Magnetic. I saw that tour at the BB&T Center or whatever it was. That's when it kind of like what I saw on the stadium tour. They're right in the middle of the arena. It was actually pretty cool. In 68, a day before their 6th anniversary, John Lennon's wife, Cynthia, sued the Beatles for divorce after discovering Yoko Ono living in their London home. That might be a problem. In 2006, Keane singer Tom Chaplin revealed he was undergoing treatment for alcohol and drug abuse. In 1970, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival, started a 9-week run at #1 on the album charts with their 5th album, Cosmo's Factory. The record included the hit song, Who'll Stop the Rain? I remember Neil Rogers, Who'll Stop the Rain? All right. In 68, Ringo Starr quit the Beatles as they were making the White Album. Constant tension and bickering became too much for him. His departure was kept secret, and he rejoined the band 3 weeks later. In 2007, Savage Garden singer Darren Hayes was arrested on suspicion of racially abusing a member of the staff at a Thai restaurant in London. What a loser. In 81, on this date, Foreigner had the #1 album with Foreigner 4, which spent 10 weeks at the top of the charts. And in 82, I saw the tour of Foreigner 4 at the Orange Bowl. They were the headliner. And that was the concert that Ozzy Osbourne was supposed to open for Foreigner, but Randy Rhoads died the day before in the west coast of Florida in a plane crash because some idiot pilot thought he was, Mr. Cool and he can do all kinds of stunts. Freaking moron. God. Anyway. Big O, who do you keep, Wilson or Chosen? Well, you can't keep Wilson because they cut Albert Wilson years ago. No, I know what you're saying, Cedric. They have to keep Cedric, bro. They're stuck with the salary. They have to either trade him or keep him. One of the two. If he's not traded, they probably will keep him. Unless they want to buy it out. And I don't know if they're going to do that. So, what are you going to do? I think Chubb gets too much hype. I think Agba is a better DE outside linebacker. We will see this year. Hopefully, Agba is not misused. Agba is a very good DE, not an outside linebacker. Yeah, but the scheme changed. So, is he a 3-4 end? Probably not. So, he has to adjust. That's kind of the way it is. They got to deal with it because salary. You change the system. He doesn't fit the system. So now you got to try to put the square peg in the round hole, and hopefully he can adjust. But that's not his fault. It's just things that happen in the NFL, and then you're stuck with the salary, and you got to kind of go through the process of the transition.
So this year, Fangio will work with Ogbah to see if he can fit in the scheme. And then moving forward, if he has success in the scheme, then he stays. If not, they're probably going to move on from him. That's just the way it is. But it's not Ogbah's fault. It's not anybody's fault. It's the changes that happen. You want a new coordinator, and then all of a sudden the demands are different. The kind of players you want are different. And Chubb was in the club last year and kind of got traded midway through the season. You didn't have a secondary. It was really tough for the front seven as it is. So I'm not ready to judge Chubb right now. I will judge him this year, where he's had an entire offseason, healthy. He knows the system. He should be, ready to go. And the secondary is pretty much intact. Even without Jalen Ramsey, you've got Kohu there and Cam Smith. If he's healthy enough to play, I think you're more than good enough in the secondary, along with Holland, to go out there and have success. And the front seven should be all right. So I'll wait to pass some judgment on Chubb. That's what I'll do. Death Magnetic is a great album. It even drove off my neighbor that entertains the neighborhood with their sucky music. Nice job by you. ISO, from now on, you will have no more live interviews, or that's just for... No, we will have live interviews. It's just they may not be the average ones that you normally would get. There'll be different ones now. Okay? So, yeah, it's just I didn't schedule any interviews today. It wasn't really anything earth-shattering that I should talk about. Tomorrow, with the Inter game, that'll be important. You know what I'm saying? But we will have the football guys on. We're going to talk to Cam. See, the thing is, practice is going on right now. So getting them in the middle of practice is not good for them, not good for us. So I'd rather get Cam after practice when it's done and he's talked to the players, and then he can talk to us and he's gathered all his information. So it's a better report for you guys because when we're on. So that's why I kind of put those off. And then the Manny one, I did it before. So yeah, we will have more interviews and it'll change up a little bit, but Sean and I in the process of kind of readjusting what we're doing on the show. Okay. Gus says, let me tell you, Mayfield is looking really good this year. And like offensive line, sometimes it takes a little time to click. Hasn't he thrown like a bunch of interceptions? I'm not a Mayfield guy, bro. Never been a Mayfield guy. He'll have to prove me wrong. Put it that way. I think Ezukama will get a chance. He looks like he's better suited for it now, and he's picked up everything now. Brett says, how funny did you find the Dolphins will be interested? Oh my God, Brett, it's hilarious. And the funny part is the silly Dolphin fans that fall for this shit. And they eat it up hook, line, and sinker. And the writers and the newspaper guys, and they know it. So they can milk it, bro. But it is an absolute joke. Why would anybody... If by now you haven't figured out how the Dolphins work, you're pretty slow. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the Dolphins will explore. Come on, man. How naive are you at this point? So I'm with you, Brett. I found it hilarious, and it was great to just, have fun with this because it's the dumbest shit in the world. Miami has zero interest in making that move unless you want to literally give them away. So, yeah, it was hilarious. I went off on it at the beginning of the show. You might want to go back and check out the rip job. Would be smart to trade Cedric Wilson for a bag of peanuts just to free up cap space. Brother, they're trying. Didn't you see how they showcased him this past week? And I think they'll try to showcase more of him this week. So they're trying. It's not their fault. Nobody's buying. You know? That's the thing. It's you need enough injuries for somebody to need that wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? And that's probably what's going on. Nobody really needs that wide receiver. And until they do, nobody's going to make a move for that guy. When sports and business collide, there is something called the KSDT CPA Sports Business Report. All right. How about this? Any White Sox fans out there? Speaking of baseball, Jerry Reinsdorf now is considering moving the organization from Guaranteed Rate Field. When the team's lease expires in 6 years, according to sources, no decision has been made or appears imminent, but among the possibilities are moving to a new stadium in the city or suburbs, or even relocating to Nashville. There's also some talk that Reinsdorf may seek to sell the Sox while keeping ownership of the Bulls. The prospect of a White Sox move is serious enough that at least one Chicago developer who was asked not to be named is preparing for a bid. Meanwhile, an advisor to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson indicated that the administration is planning to hold a conversation with the team about its future. So where could the White Sox be going? Years ago, that's why the stadium in St. Pete was built. Because the rumors were the White Sox were going to move to St. Pete. And so the idiots in St. Pete, they went out of their way and built a stadium before they even had a team. And then the team never was planning to never ended up relocating because it was just a rumor at that time. And they got their modern stadium in Chicago. And so now, obviously, that stadium is old. Obviously, the Rays have needed a new stadium forever because, you know, that stadium is a disaster. And so it's interesting how the last time that Jerry Reinsdorf was thinking of moving, and he had an itch, St. Pete was ready to scratch it with the stadium and then never got the team. And then years later, I don't know what it was, like maybe 10 years later after that is when they got the Rays. Because that stadium was a white elephant for a long time, dude. And if you've been there, it's terrible. But with the White Sox, I mean, they're kind of the redheaded stepchild anyways in Chicago. So are you telling me that Chicago is no longer worthy of having two baseball teams? Nashville is growing. And they do a great job of supporting soccer. They do have their football team, right? They have a hockey team. They have the Predators. So moving a baseball team might make sense. I mean, I don't know. Those of you that live in Chicago, should the White Sox stay there? That is your KSDT CPA Sports Business Report.
This has been the KSDT Sports Business Report. KSDT CPA is one of South Florida's largest and one of the country's fastest growing accounting firms. KSDT is recognized by Forbes as one of the top tax and accounting firms for 2022. KSDT CPA is a full service firm that also excels in crypto. Visit online at ksdtcpa.com or call 305-670-3370.
All right. See, Bitcoin still hovering right around 26,000. Where are the markets at? How bad is it? Dow is down about 89.5 points. The S&P is down about 1.5 points. NASDAQ is just barely in the green. 0.009 of a point. Barely in the green. Michael J. Blurry. What a short
what is it, a short squeeze, whatever it's called, trying to short the market, $1.6 billion bet. We'll see. We'll see if 2008 all over again for Michael J. Burry. We'll see if that a gamble of his ends up paying off. I hope not. That's for sure. I hope not, man. So, a former NBA employee rips the league on Facebook, and it becomes a, what is it, a national story. It goes viral, right? That's the term that I was looking for. So he gets on there and he says, I haven't worked here in weeks. Anyway, the NBA overextends its social media employees greatly to the detriment of their health and social lives for a salary less than $50,000 annually after taxes. I worked 14-hour shifts without breaks at times. Shout out to Adam Silver. And then he goes on to say, glad I resigned. No need for a job to get in the way of your happiness. Now, here's my problem with all of this, okay? And in the article, it says the NBA currently has a production assistant job listed that pays $22 per hour. A job listing for a project employee for social content doesn't have a salary listed. Here's my problem with this. Does anybody know if this guy actually was a good employee? Maybe this guy's just a lazy piece of shit. So the media immediately puts that out there because it's news. It'll draw, views, and people will talk about it. It'll stir shit up. Anybody know if this guy's a really good employee? Anybody really know if that's what the NBA does? So, we unfairly put the NBA in a light that maybe they don't deserve. Maybe they do deserve it. Maybe this guy's right. Maybe he's wrong. But it's kind of hard to put it out there and roast the league when we don't even know if this person has any credibility. But we don't care because all we want are the clicks and the views. And we know we're going to get it. And we know we're going to get the rise out of the public, so let's post it anyways. Even if it's unfair to the league. Maybe they do pay their people well. Maybe they don't work them 14 hours. Maybe this guy's a liar. Maybe this guy's lazy. Maybe this guy sucks as an employee. Nobody ever takes any of that into account. Let's just post the story and let's just move forward because this must be true. Or we don't care if it's true. We just care about the clicks and the views. I'll go with the latter. Hilarious. Because I immediately thought about that. And I said, well, how do we even know if this guy's credible? You know what I'm saying? And look, I get it in like our business in radio, and Sean knows it. It's almost like sometimes, Sean, right? They treat you like it's a pleasure for you to be in this business, no matter what we're paying you, right? Isn't it like that? Like that, right? It's one of those kind of deals when it's work. And so in the end, you should pay me and treat me like a normal person, not a person that should feel privileged to work for less. Because you get to hang out with, athletes. Give me a break, dude. After you're in this business for, a couple of years, all that stuff doesn't really, oh my God, I got to be there, this, that. I've been at this for so long. I don't need to be at events all the time and all that bullshit, dude. I don't need to be, oh my God, I got to be covering this athlete and getting this soundbite from him. Let me put my mic there. My life is going to be so much more important because I recorded this soundbite. It's kind of the way they treat you that way. Maybe the NBA treats their social media people like that. maybe they don't. But that's kind of the part that I don't know about this whole story. Who the hell are you, dude? Why should I take your word for it? So I just found that funny to see the guy talking about how the league treats him and all that. Anyway. What else do we have going on in the world of sports? So Stephon Diggs says, well, there was a report according to Stephen A. Screamin' A. Smith, because, Screamin' A knows a lot of football. Not. That I can tell you because I've witnessed it myself, that Screamin' A. Smith knows jack shit about football. He doesn't know what's going on, who's playing, who's on the field, who's even in the goddamn league at times, okay? So apparently he puts out this whole thing, and, because when he says it with bravado and he's screaming and I know people and yada, 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 and, that's how he thinks his point's going to be made, because he's got to be screaming and be authoritative and be colorful and be loud and all that kind of crap, right? So he says that Diggs wants out. That he's not going to be, screaming for it publicly, but he's unhappy and he wants out. Well, Stephon Diggs came out and said 100% not true. I don't know who the source is, but I thought I'd nip this shit in the bud already. Rocking with my dogs, Bills Mafia, through and through. So, listen, Screamin' A for me has credibility only in basketball. Outside of that, he has no credibility in my eyes, personally, for no other sport at all. I've heard him talk about other sports. Clearly, he doesn't have connections either in other sports. So, when it comes to basketball, I don't mind listening to him, even if he's loud and obnoxious as hell, okay? But I do know what he is, okay? And he's just a loud mouthpiece that they use for shock purposes, and that's it. And he does a great job of being loud, obnoxious, and shock, right? Like he did yesterday, trying to shock you with Stephon Diggs' story, and it's a lie. It's not true, supposedly. Not that Stephon Diggs has the most credibility in the world, by the way. Let's be honest now, too, okay? While I know Stephen A. Smith doesn't know shit about football, that I know, that's a fact. I also know that Stephon Diggs is not a guy that can really be believed, because he says one thing one moment and says something else the other moment. But there is something there. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Because the coach said it, he was concerned. And then that stirred it up. And then they had all their meetings. And now you got Screamin' A coming out here saying stuff like this. It's just, what I love is that there is some kind of issue in Buffalo. And hopefully, Dolphin fans, when things start going awry in Bills Nation, maybe, just maybe, things also will then kind of get ugly for their season and open up the door for the Dolphins. So, listen, I got the Dolphins winning this division as it is. Before this, I've been telling people that I think Miami cut the gap. I thought they should have beat them all 3 times last year if they actually would have handled things the right way. And now I think they have a better team. If they get the break of staying away from a bunch of major injuries, I think your Miami Dolphins win the AFC East. How do you like them apples? We'll find out. We'll find out. And we'll find out when things go awry a little bit, how Stephon Diggs responds, because he doesn't handle adversity very well. He panics when there's adversity.
And he certainly panics when he doesn't get his way. Looking forward to it. Gus Schwartz says, Big O, got to give you credit. I have to eat crow. I was the cook guy after seeing the running backs last week. You are correct. They are pretty good. Yeah, man. It's the O-line, dude. You got to fix the O-line, and then the backs will be fine. They have more than enough backs. They don't need to overspend for a back. They need to make sure their line is good. That's really what it's all about. We lost James Honeycutt Scott for 3 months after Randy Rhodes. 2 great players lost. Yes, sir. Is Noah Iggy pretty much gone? I think so. I think he was only here because, he was finished his contract. What he's got left, there's no guarantees or anything. So he was here just to be training camp fodder. I don't think he makes the team at all. Edward says, I've been to New Kaminsky Park. It's a nice stadium. It isn't a bad stadium. Why does he want to move? Noah might make the roster until Ramsey returns. No, I don't think so. I think they'll go with a young corner, somebody that helps you on special teams or something like that. I disagree with you. Noah doesn't even help you out on special teams. He's not worth keeping at all. Great kid, man. I hope he finds his way. I hope he figures it out, but you got to move on from him. Dolphins activated Tanner Connor off the pup. Let's see. Big O, I rarely look at the markets on a regular basis since I always think long-term for my investments. You're right, but I look at it every day. I have to look at all my investments and see where they're going. Like Star Atlas from yesterday today, it's like it's on a run right now. So weird because there aren't a lot of things on a run right now, and Star Atlas is. So there are things like that I look at just to see how it's going. 14 hours, 12 of which was screwing around on Instagram. I like that. I like it. Screaming A is entertaining, though. That's kind of what it is. It's entertainment. Foolish entertainment. Big O, I'm going on now to the new channel. Thank you. Let me see a Big O show live. What do we got here? Finn's Rule says online betting odds lists Miami as the odds-on favorite to land Taylor. That's kind of stupid. I would actually bet against it. Can you make money against it, Finn Rule? That's what I would do. That's easy money, dude. Mike Concho says, hello, everybody. A bit late due to work meetings, but checking the live channel now. Thank you. Jay says, I already shared the new live show on my Facebook page. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Jay. Ray Stadium is an eyesore. You are correct, Zuko. I'm seeing the first overseas concert this weekend, October 22nd in Lima. But who you watching, Alexis? Who you seeing in Lima, Peru? Yeah, Diggs is a crybaby. I agree. By the way, I got great news yesterday. Phoenix is coming. I'm a big Phoenix guy. Love Phoenix. They are so is Styx. But Phoenix is coming to the Revolution Live. I hope the bastards have the AC on November 14th. Can't wait, dude. Listomania. I like it. Styx is also coming, by the way, to the Pompano Beach Amphitheater January 7th with special guest Edwin McCain. And by the way, this Styx version, they put on a really good show. I know they don't have Dennis DeYoung. He tours on his own. But if you've never seen this Styx group, I suggest you give it a chance because they're pretty damn good, dude. They are fun to watch. I got to tell you. Remember, if your company wants to be a part of our platform, you can reach out to our business line, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664 if you want to get in and want to be a sponsor of our platform and obviously help us grow and help the number one South Florida sports platform deliver for South Florida fans all over the world. Laz says, just moved to Jacksonville. I'll be in the stands cheering on my Fins. Good for you, sir. Good for you. I like that. What else do we have going on? Oh! I'd like to give Bam Adebayo, the super role player, some serious love. And, Bam is one of those guys that he is as likable as it gets, okay? He's one of those guys that you need on your team because he does all the dirty stuff. And then on top of that, he's a pretty good player, helps you in the scoring, everything else that goes on. He's a great example for a lot of reasons for a professional team. So one of the things that a lot of us kind of dislike is load management. How's the load management for a teacher? You think he or she's overloaded? How'd you think the load management is for a police officer every day? Long shifts, pressure-like situations. How do you think, how's the load management for a stockbroker? How's the load management for a roofer? Just wondering. Because our careers are 30, 40, 50, 60 years, 5 days a week. Some of you are 6 days a week, 50 to 51 days, 50 to 51 weeks a year. Just wondering, how's the load management for a painter? So, a lot of us laugh at basketball and all this bullshit with load management and all that crap. So here's Adebayo props on load management. A lot of guys sitting like load management, that kind of bothers me in a sense. You have a lot of kids and parents who want to see you play. You have kids who probably come from an inner city and their parents make a way to put them all the way up in the stands. And then you find out you're not playing. And it's because you feel like, I got load management and be ready for this. I remember as a kid, I would have given my last dollar and my foot to go see Kobe Bryant play. And I know if I felt like that, there's a lot of other kids that feel like that. Way to go, Bam. Character is something you can never question with Bam. He's a great human being. And his effort is always pure. There's no doubt about it. He can frustrate the shit out of me because he's too passive, and that's what stops him from being a star. I'm sorry, that's the only reason why I will never call him a star, because stars impose their will, and maybe he's too fucking nice. I don't know what it is about Bam. Maybe he's too much of a decent human being, because we know he's all of that. But somehow or another, that's the one thing that pisses me off about Bam, that I know he has it in him to be a star, but he ain't no star. He's a super role player, and he's a superhuman being, and he's 1,000% right. This load management crap, dude, you got the off season to rest. Okay? You got days off to rest. Give me a break. I watched Magic or Bird or Michael or plenty of people that didn't have load management, and they played at an incredibly high level. And by the way, they found ways to party and have a good time and still play at a high level. Not only was it load management, but then they were adding to that load management by partying and hanging out with women and getting laid and gambling and
Michael Jordan's gambling till 2 a.m, and then he goes out and puts 45 on your head. Well, then what the hell's load management? How about heart, determination, character, fighting through adversity? You know, we want to make things as easy as possible for people. It's supposed to be hard. That's why you're great, because most can't do it because of the demands, because it's there all the time, not because you're taking days off. That's what makes it special. What makes it special is that teacher that went to teach 40 straight years and then retires and, only had the regular days off. You didn't see her or him load management, all that bullshit, and their brains are fried by the time they're done dealing with your kids every day. It's hilarious, dude. The rest of us, it's load management. Are you kidding me? You ever been a parent? You ever had to work and be a parent? You ever had to work, be a parent, and then maybe even run a side job too? Imagine being a woman and a mother and a professional. The shit that men don't do, okay? The shit men mostly can't do, because most of us couldn't hang in a / woman professional mother's role ever, okay? Because if you had to run your career, run the house, the kids, and handle your stupid husband, holy shit. Load management. Try telling a mother / woman / professional load management. NBA players, please turn to your moms and ask them about load management. They're going to go, get the hell out of here. Wussy. Telling you, women are the strongest beasts in the entire jungle. We're not the strongest beasts. They are. They produce kids. They run the house. They deal with our stupid asses. They also have a career. I mean, give me a break, dude. Load management. What a load of shit that is. That's what load management is. Women everywhere are laughing at NBA players. Give me a break. My wife is overloaded with work and shit pay as a teacher. Seriously, teachers need to be treated so much better. I agree, but it's not just a teacher. What else does she do after that? You know what I'm saying? Women are special, dude. Like, we don't give them enough credit. You know what I mean? Because we're chauvinistic and all that bullshit, but what they go through, shit. The whole guaranteed NBA money is only hurting the fans coming to see the players, but with how much TV deals, NBA don't care if we show up or not. Exactly. And they don't care to show up or not either. That's the other thing. Harden has been fined by the NBA. The NBA announced today that the Philadelphia 76ers guard James Harden has been fined $100,000 by the NBA for public comments on August 14th and 17th, indicating that he would not perform the services called for under his player contract unless traded to another team. The league's investigation, which included an interview of Harden, confirmed that these comments reference Harden's belief that the 76ers would not accommodate his request to be traded. Te jodistes. So play and shut up. You know what? Let's go get that Laura. Laura Ingram. Shut up and dribble. Shut up and dribble. There you go. That's all I got to say. Shut up and dribble. Most of today's athletes are soft. They come from the participation trophy generation. Yeah. Yep. My wife came home yesterday giving me shit after coming home from teaching and taking care of the kids as I work. Yeah, dude. Yeah. Mothers / women / professionals, bro, those human beings are stretched the thinnest that there is in the planet. There's nobody stretched thinner than the woman / mother / professional. If she's all three, oh shit, dude. That's a lot of work, bro. I could never do it. I could never do. And please, men out there, don't be idiots. Don't insult them. Okay? Don't ever make it sound like we could do what they do. And don't ever make it sound like it's easy. Because you know deep down inside it's not easy, and you know you can't do it. You know you can't. You know you won't. You know you don't have the drive to do what they do. They're special. We're not. It's just the way it goes. You know? So Harden is irrelevant these days. Harden is an asshole. Harden is a piece of crap. That's the bottom line. That's who Harden is. All right, folks, we are out of here. We thank Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, that, of course, gets it done and masters this program every single day. The Manny Navarro interview is about to drop. Has it dropped yet? It dropped, according to Sean Stanley. So the Manny Navarro. So you're done here on the show. You can go check out the Manny Navarro interview already. We will be having Cam Wolf. It
has not dropped yet.
Oh, it has not dropped. It's about to drop, I guess. So you'll be ready. That's why I tell you, have the notification bell, hit. So that way you know when new material is dropping. Please subscribe to Big O Radio Show Live. Eventually, it might be tomorrow where this show will not be on this channel on Big O Radio Show anymore. It'll only be on Big O Radio Show Live. Because of algorithms and all the bullshit that YouTube is doing, we had to do a whole new channel just for the live show separately. The Cuts channel is tied to the Big O Show one, so we got to monetize this one. So when you go to Big O Radio Show Live, watch as much as you can as we stack the shows on there. Please, just leave it running. Go walk, go around your house and go do chores and leave the show running. Okay? Run it as much as you can. We got to get to 4,000 hours quickly on that channel, please. So anyway, we appreciate all of you out there, as always, for supporting us, making a donation. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That is Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And remember, if your company wants to be a part of our platform, you can reach out to our business line, 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664. We'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same place, same bat channel.